Now that you've watched that video about claim evidence and reasoning, remember, claim answers a problem or question that's restated, evidence is proof that supports the claim, and reasoning connects the claim, and evidence is kind of the science behind it. I'm going to do part of this with you, and you should be filling it out in Kami. So if we're doing a claim evidence reasoning about polar bears, this is just made up. And so it says polar bears live in the Arctic, which is a cold aquatic, we know that means water, environment with ice, snow, and water. They swim and hunt seals in the Arctic Ocean. Polar bears have long front paws that are partially, so that's somewhat, webbed, strong claws on all four paws, and a thick layer of fur. It's asking us to write a scientific argument explaining why you think polar bears are able to survive in their natural environment. So here's our question. And with Bill Nye, this is just, again, made up. We're trying to figure out a claim evidence reasoning from there. So it says, polar bears can live in the Arctic because they have adaptations for the environment. Their webbed paws allow them to swim through the water and catch seals. Their claws also allow them to catch seals. Their fur keeps them warm in the environment. Adaptations are characteristics that allow an animal to survive in its environment. Getting food and staying warm are both necessary for an animal to live. So we're going to use this to help us. Well, I'm using yellow for claim. They did restate our question. So that was something they did. Bill Nye did well. So we're going to say restated claim. Also, we've got tons of evidence, so that's our proof to support our claim. Talking about the cold environment, their claws, so we've got, it's also a correct claim. And then we do have evidence. So we do have evidence. And we do have some reasoning, that's our science proof, so they're talking about what exactly adaptations are. And so has reasoning. So I wouldn't say this person needs to improve anything. So I'm just going to write nothing. So again, answering that same question. Let's try another one. So this is, again, a made-up one. This is Jimmy John's. So same question before. Polar bears can live in the Arctic because they have adaptations for the environment. Their webbed paws allow them to swim through the water and catch seals. Their claws allow them to catch seals. Their fur keeps them warm in the environment. Getting food and staying warm are both necessary to live. So if we're talking about, do they have a claim? Is it restated? I would say so, because it's asking about why polar bears can survive in their environment. So I'm going to say they did well. They have a restated claim. Now, do they have evidence? All right, let's see. They talk about webbed paws, so that's some proof to support that they can live. Their claws allow them to catch seals. They talk about their fur. Okay, so they have evidence. And are they explaining what exactly an adaptation is? I'm not sure what that is. I'm guessing this is their reasoning at the end, but they really don't have any reasoning. They're not explaining what adaptations are. So, more reasoning. And what I want you to do is pause this, and in Kami, go ahead and finish the Silly Sally one. And then once you finish Silly Sally, come back to this, and we're going to go ahead and get started on body systems. So by now, you should have done the Silly Sally one. Now we're going to go on to body systems interacting. Now that you've got this, we're going to look at the body systems interactions. You're at a birthday party and they are bringing in the cake. As the song finishes, you inhale deeply and blow as hard as you can to try to get all 12 candles out at once. Oh no, trick candles. You have to take another deep breath and try again. This time it's a success And once the clapping stops, it is time to get your sugar fix. After you eat Oreo double chocolate cake, you and all of your friends feel a jolt of energy. You decide to play a game of capture the flag to use the extra energy, but as you run to home base, you step on a branch. Ouch, you jump back. So let's first off try to figure out what body systems are happening. Well, if you're inhaling deeply, that's your respiratory. And if you're blowing it, that's your respiratory and your muscular, that's your diaphragm. And then if you're eating your cake, that's your digestive, muscular, and your skeletal system working. And then if you're running to home base, that's your muscular and skeletal. And then if you feel something, that's your nervous. Now, if this person is trying to answer the question of what are the primary body systems used in this scenario? Well, primary we know means main. So this is our question. So it says student 1. Student 1 says you use respiratory, muscular, and digestive systems. The respiratory system is used when you inhale and blow on the candles. The muscular system is used when you run around and play capture the flag. Digestive system is used when you eat the cake. When these systems work together, you can breathe. So what we're trying to do is figure out, do they have a claim, evidence, and reasoning? So I'm guessing this is their claim because it's the first sentence, but they don't have it restated. So they have a claim, but they need to improve restated claim. Now, if we're talking about, do they have proof? Well, it looks like they're talking about when you blow out the candles, you're used when you run around, your digestive system when you eat cake. So they do have quite a bit of proof, so evidence. But at the end, they do seem to be missing some systems because we had said there were some skeletal and such. So missing systems, and they do have reasoning. So what you're going to do is finish filling in student 2 and student 3. Feel free to highlight on there about your claim, evidence, and reasoning, and then you're going to try to write one on the very back.